Hey guys, what is up? We're back with friggin' Allstars, where we are playing Sanatorium. Kind of funny, I don't think I've said that many times on stream. The name of the I can't talk. The name of the nation. So this is a pretty important turn. We're storming Ctalis' cap, and we are going after the throne with that Mammon has a big army squatting in, has his god in there. And yeah, so that's going to be exciting. We have a message from Ctalis, and I had written them a small novel where I kind of explained my thinking in some of the Diplo with them, now that it was no longer relevant. And this is, I think they're like going out of the game message. Now, we'll look to see if they actually defend their capital or not, because it may be that this is a little premature, so we'll see. So, from Ctalis, it's probably a good game after this. Doubt we can hold out at the cap. In retrospect, yeah, I don't know what we should have done better. We've been talking about it a bunch, and I think we probably either waited too long or didn't wait long enough, like you said. And I'm going to address these as we go through it. So I think that's a question like, should they have attacked us early? The problem with attacking us early is that we were slamming Long Dead. And you don't... like, lizard men are kind of expensive. And his lizard men, he does want to trade those with our Garms. But he doesn't... So, let's talk about this. So, the lizard men, he does not want to trade them with our Long Dead. But he does want to trade them with our Garms. His Sacreds will kind of mulch our Long Dead. But they will get wrecked and trade horribly with our Sacreds. So... in practice, though, I think if we both bring a big blob of stuff, I think he gets murdered early. I think the Garms kill things so fast that, yeah, that his Sacreds aren't really going to matter, and we're going to have more Long Dead than he will. And we had power of the, the Reborn King. So our guys are effectively going to have, like, swiftness because they have increased combat speed. And they're going to have really high attack. And then in addition, if we saw an opportunity, we could have cheesed them with a Melkort or something. So fighting us early, actually, I think is really hard. And early, we were prepared to do a huge amount of imp spam, which again, not going to be great against the Sacreds, but against the Sacreds, we would just mop them with Garms. Against the Lizard Warriors, though, the imps are going to do okay. And I'm not talking like 3 or 4 castings. I'm talking like 30 castings. So, yeah. I think for sure it would have, if we could have convinced Vinland to fight you from the start, we would have had a better shot at splitting your forces to do enough damage. But for the longest time, there were just too many skeletons for us to deal with effectively, and the fear of what crazy magic combos y'all get off with innate casters. So yeah, I mean, there was pretty quickly we had Earthquake available once our research got going. Vinland, if they attacked us, they kind of have the same problem. I think if they both attacked us at the same time, that it would have been mutually destructive. Because if all our neighbors attacked us, sure, we would probably just die. Well, not just die, we would probably screw them. Take a lot of their stuff down with them. But I doubt we would survive. 2 people attacking us at the beginning... I think we would have survived well, like not even lost a lot of land, but it would have been a thing of ruination for all 3 nations involved. So, for that one pivotal fight, we knew it was a trap, but we didn't have a choice. But to fight it, because if we lost another fort, especially one so central and high income, we'd be too far down. So it was a trap because we had to go for it knowing it was one. That's right. That was exactly our thought process. I think we might have had a chance if all the druids spent a turn casting Ethereal. There's an alternative universe where we scripted that, and they know if it worked out. Yeah, there's a chance. I think the problem with that, though, is I think the lizards are going to have more HP density. I don't think that most of the druids will cast it on themselves. I think they'll probably cast it on the lizards. And I'm not sure, because we had like 6 total bone grindings go. So it's really hard to say how it would have gone if he did. I think that would have been the better scripting choice. If he knew exactly what was going to be in the trap, which he never do, right? I think he still would have lost. The thing that I think you have to take into account is how we were going to HP route him. Like, if the druids got Body Ethereal off just on themselves, they would have still died. Because we would have HP routed the army, and then they would have spent their time running while we chopped them to pieces. So I don't think that would have worked. But maybe we'll get to see in the cap defense. Because that will be this turn. But I also think bringing the lizards probably would have done too much HP damage. Okay, yeah, so he says that, since we couldn't cover them with it. Yep. We also thought you'd bring Earthquake against us like you did with Mammon. So we prepped more for that than Bone Grinding. Tried to get in some buffs with the fast-casting Crown. Yeah, this is one thing I'm going to tell him once the game's actually over, or probably once the game's over, because I don't want this getting out to other people. But... well, you know, we're going to educate everybody here on YouTube, too. But the counter to Bone Grinding is the fast-casting hat on a Fog Warriors caster that's Air 4. So, anyway, that's that. But I think we need to get our important buffs off before we knew you could get Earthquakes off with Malakui. Great job using the Malakui to buff, then Bone Grinding with the Buddhas, something we didn't consider. Yeah, I think we had done that once against Mammon. So if Mammon had told them, we were primarily Earthquaking Mammon, but I think we did do Bone Grinding once. Or maybe it didn't deploy once. I think it didn't deploy. I think he could have deduced it from looking at our army. And then I had given them some feedback about, like when were they going to attack us? They needed to, like, power up more. And, like, they really needed to control Earthblood, Deepwell, and Riches from Beneath, I think. So anyway, yeah, we really fucked up our build, and we realized all the things you mentioned when playing through. The magic and misfortune hit us pretty badly. You saw the Knights attack. We thought we could deal with it and took super greedy Dom 9 with full income scales. Yeah, the thing is with Dom 9, you get a boatload of income as Satis, so that's kind of cool. We tried way too much to use unprotected mages, and they kept dying of diseases. Whoops, Satis Dominion strikes again. I only remembered about Riches from Beneath after we declared war, and realized that's what we should have been going for all along. Terrible blunder. Well, that's cool they realized that. Yeah, because this would have been... I think for Marignon, actually, it's worth considering when you're playing Marignon, like Middle-Aged Marignon, where they get the Knights. I think it's worth considering making Riches from Beneath an objective. The problem is you don't really have easy ways to get Earth income, and I don't know how to solve it, so it may not be a good idea, but it would really be nice to have. If you had some way to control Earthblood, Deepwell, and Riches, that would be really cool. However, on a mod nation like this, where we, drafted everything, it's certainly something you could design. But overall, pretty happy with how the nation turned out, even though we fucked it up a bit. It still played pretty well, and the game was a blast. Huge props to you guys for having such an insane build. We thought it was pretty OP early on, but we had no idea the level until actually fighting you. Yeah, that's fair. I think our build's really, really strong. We also had no idea y'all took such high Dominion. We were wondering why Dominion in the South was never expanding. And that conflict bonus from the throne you got. Yeah, they were thinking they would disease a ton of our stuff. Like, they were pushing Dominion like crazy. I'm actually surprised why we don't have more Dominion. Because we've been just slamming blood sacrificing with higher Dominion than everybody else. The thing is that on our build, Dom 9 makes a lot of sense. Because for our build, Dom 9 isn't greedy. Dom 9 is a power play. And that's because it allows us to slam Garmherdings. Or Churgeons, right? For them, Dom 9 doesn't add anything, really, except a little bit more income. So it is pretty greedy for them. Because it's expensive in terms of like what you could have gotten for a different bless or what have you. And it doesn't add a ton of early game power. It's cool, but I think if you play Satis, I think you actually want to play the nation Satis with like a more rushy sort of thing. Like some low resource... basically like a Garm or a Chud or something. Some low resource cap only sacred. And go high Dominion. And you can even do it with like a marginal bless like they had, where they had a pretty small bless, and then pick up something like Elite Warriors to fill out your ranks. But then you got to play pretty aggressive, I think. Anyway, they have a really cool build. I liked it. We definitely didn't want to fight them early, but I think we could have. Okay, so here we go, boys. We attack Mammon here. Underwater. Okay, there's something that I must confess. We cast Teleport with... where is it? I think this is our Master Brain. For whatever reason, I thought he could breathe underwater. He couldn't, so he fucking drowned with like 60 gems of gear on him. Whoops. So our god comes in alone. Hopefully it's enough. He's got a Mound King. I could have sworn there was an Anankwi here, but I guess the Anankwi went away. Anyway, we easily clear all this out. Coming down, we attack Gripazon here. The Gripazon didn't attack us. This was the first turn they could attack, but Grip was at the helm, so he made up an excuse and said he didn't know they could attack us yet. It's like, sure, buddy. Sure. Really, Grippa's just scared to fight. He doesn't like fighting out of friendly dominion. He wants you to bring the fight to him, where his superpowers of defense come out. Here we're raiding some... I think here we're raiding some. These guys were like starving, so their morale is pretty garbage. I think they'll be able to eat it again this turn, though. Satis rides out. Or Ctalis. They've got this guy who's basically like a Jin thug. I guess who's going to kill my guy who's on attack rear. This guy with some MR and other stuff, and then a few dudes. I think he's just trying to Earthquake and Gym bait. Yeah, he gets a couple Earthquakes off, but our guys are flying. So yeah, that didn't exactly work. I killed a little bit of our stuff. I'm not sure if that was... that wasn't Earthquake. I think that was Bone Grinding. But he did get us to Bone Grinding ourselves, which reduced the HP of everybody in the battle. And we didn't lose any mages, though. And we're attacked. Let's go ahead and watch the Fort of Ctalis battle, just for continuity. So here's the army. It's storming. We've got a Master Brain. We've got a few brains in a jar. We have our Churgeons, some nurses, some Shaitan, our white mages. We're planning on basically doing the Bone Grinding trap again. Got turn 1 Fog Warriors. That's from the... Or turn 0. That's from the Master Brain. We've got Natural Storm going up. And were they doing Body Ethereal? Not really. No. So he's done Wrathful Skies now on the god. There's a problem. We have tons of shock resistance on our blast, but obviously our Long Dead aren't blessed. So that's a bit of a problem. And now the Gifts of Heaven coming down. Wrathful Skies zapping things all over the place. Iron Blizzard coming down. Did I get the arrow fend off? Oh, it doesn't look like we did arrow fend. That might have actually made a pretty big difference here. Cleansing Water, fair amount of Skelly spam coming out from our guys. We've got Rigor Mortis out, so there's a chance we can fatigue everyone out. In fact, probably most people are fatigued out now. Never to wake up. But that's not going to help with Wrathful Skies. And, yeah, you can see we're Skelly spamming to replace, but it's not good. And, like, our Buddhas don't have any shock resistance, and I think they might... Some of them might have even scripted Iron Skin. So yeah. Does not work. But a lot of his guys do retreat out. And yeah, so that was the battle. We were unsuccessful here. We lost our Master Brain. We lost most of our Plague Doctors. We lost a couple of our Shaitan. We lost a White Mage. Now, the Plague Doctors, we lost both of these, I think, were actually Twiceborn, so they come back. The Nurses are dead. But yeah, this was expensive. However, on his side, now, the reason we were attacking wasn't, like, I would have rather not attacked and just sit here and waited. But the problem is we're going to have to move stuff. I don't want this big of an army sitting there in his capital, is basically what it is, where they can come and retake stuff. So I basically just want to, even if we lost, I knew we would thin this out. I was hoping it would be a better trade. This is, I think, pretty bad for us in terms of, like, I don't know. I don't love this. But, yeah, I don't know. We killed most of the mages, right? So 18 of these dudes are dead. We got the Illusionist. We got one of the Adepts of the Silver Order. We killed almost all the Lizard Warriors. So all he's got left are some Sacreds. He's got some Zayedans, and he's got some Knights of the Chalice. So, anyway, that was that battle. I'm going to come back over here. Raiding. He suicided this guy into us. Then, okay, this is the fort for Mammon. And he's still got these thaumaturgs in here, so I should have tried to steal things, but I thought it was more packed full of Ananqui, and I'm kind of tired of losing Shaitan. But yeah, we stomped them. So yeah, we lost one Turgeon, a few Great Boars. Pretty much everything in here died. And this technically is the throne we need to win. We're not going to claim it, though. And that's because we told Ctalis. I mean, there's a bunch of reasons. I don't... First, I don't like throne rushing. Secondly, it would kind of be punishing to these guys who were supportive as my allies. Now, they're fighting me now. But I'm not going to throne rush and make them... I don't know. They, yeah, I mean, basically, what they did was logical in supporting me in this war. And by support, I just mean not attack. The thing was they've actually basically played completely logically. If Mammon conquered me, I think they won the game. Because these guys would have a very long logistics trail to fight into Mammon, and Mammon would, I think, have killed... Now, Ctalis ended up fighting way better than I thought, so they might have been able to put more resistance up, and so did El Shu. But I don't know. I still think... Actually, I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't have gone that way. Because my assumptions were Mammon would mop the floor with El Shu, which didn't end up being true. El Shu is one of few major victories against Mammon. And also that Mammon would be able to beat Ctalis. And I'm not actually sure if that's true now either. Now, some of this is just Mammon's been sloppy and lazy with scripting after the first few battles where they lost. And I mean, they fought for their cap and stuff, but by this point they are. But I think even before, I don't know if they would have mopped the floor with them. At the time, I was convinced that they would. Now I'm less sure after having fought both of them. But if they conquered me, and then they could turn around and eat El Shu, which at the time seemed completely obvious. Like, of course that would happen. Then these guys wouldn't be able to stop them from winning. And I know one of the guys on the team at least likes throne rushing and will nap break to do it on the Mammon team. We don't like throne rushing, and not only are we not going to nap break, but we literally could just claim thrones this turn and win. But we're not going to do it. We're going to give this to El Shu. And we'll fight to the end. We're going to fight if we can beat or hold back Gripazon and these guys while we take... I don't think we're going to go for this turn. I think what would be fun? I think a fun way to do this would be see if we can take... maybe take one of these coastal thrones. If we've done that, we've won properly. Like, kind of kill these guys or whatever. Or, you know, if we wipe out all their stuff, we don't even need to conquer them. We can come over and take this. I don't want to take a throne before we fight them. Like, basically, I think what I've been trying to say is that if they've been my allies, I don't want to punish them for being my allies by throne rushing. Being like, oh, I snuck one past you. You know? Like, okay, we're going to be allies, and then if I'm really successful in my wars, which is just what happened here, then we're going to get to fight it out. You know? Like, anyway, that's how it's going to be. I'm not saying you need to do that. I like playing Dominions, you know, like I enjoy this part of the game. This is like peak Dominions for me. So why would I even want to throne rush out of this? Our nation's like hasn't even completely come online yet either. So yeah, anyway. And I think, I don't know. I don't like it when people throne rush against me. It's probably the way I get beaten the most though. It's really an unsatisfying way to lose, is the other thing. So I think it's better all around if I don't throne rush. It's, we still have a good shot at winning, doesn't mean we will. And, it's going to be more, I would rather lose because we didn't throne rush and then they end up winning a bunch of battles versus us and then they spin out of control and somebody wins. That would be much cooler than me claiming thrones and winning right now. Anyway. And Diatribe. We also had another battle for... What? No, that was a different one. That was the Ctalis one. This is the battle for a fort. Now, this was a very weak force out on top of the fort, or the throne. And I moved in a bunch of Shaitan so that if he moved his army in, we would we'd have a lot more mage support than you see here for a battle outside the fort. We also moved in more troops. It turns out he didn't fight us, so we end up just taking this fort basically uncontested. We're getting hit by this, lost 99 units. It's annoying. We got an adept to the Golden Order, and he came with a bunch of gems. So even better. So we'll move him over here. It's super nice. I think he's my highest fire mage I can get. So that's much appreciated. And the important thing now, because we've taken this from Mammon, he magic phased his god over here to Pinpappy. I believe El Shu is going on top of Pinpappy this turn. But the important thing about this is that this army now, this is why we took it. We didn't take it to get the throne to win. We took it because now that this army is gone, and it was, if you recall, like 550 inside the fort and like 220 that were outside the fort the previous turn. It's like 800. This could have taken back so much of my stuff so quickly. I want to get this gone because we're going to need to get a lot of these items off of here. And the gems, we're basically just going to strip down everybody. We're going to strip down everyone. And we're going to need all of these items and probably a lot of these commanders. We're not going to evacuate everybody. We're going to keep a strong force, like probably right here in Mammon, where we can support this whole region. But some of the Garms and stuff we're going to pull back. Anyhow. Yeah, basically, we're going to strip all the gear. We're going to need a lot of this gear to fight Gripazon and the Helves. So we need to get on it. The other thing I think we need to do is I think it's about time to steal Earthblood. Well, no, we're going to wait. Basically, we're going to... So we need to talk globals here. Well, okay, let's finish this, and then we'll go talk globals. So basically, everybody here's starving. They've been starving. They're going to continue to starve for this turn. They're all diseased. I want to get them undiseased. And the best way I have to do that is to try to control Gift of Health. And that's going to be a little tricky. It's going to be a little tricky. So we got a caster here to cast it. One thing I didn't notice is he's horror marked, which is not great for a global caster. Pan can do pretty good in horror castings, or like in horror battles. So we can put some more gear on this guy, and maybe even let him hold a Ring of Returning or something. It'll probably be worth forging that for him. But even this guy with a bunch of nature gems doing Creeping Doom will be pretty hard for horrors to deal with, I think. And hopefully it's a low horror mark, so there's a pretty small chance, but he's our dude to cast it. And the base cost is 35, so we can put 104 into it, which I think will beat most of the globals that are up. I don't think many things here, except maybe Sea of Ice, are cast with over 100. I think a lot of these aren't. So we'll see. I mean, if it doesn't work, it's not like it's critical to our strategy. But if it does work, we're going to be... all these Garms are going to die if we don't do anything. So it's going to heal them over time. A lot of these have a ton of experience stars too. So they're really, really strong. It would be great to keep them. It's also going to make medic duty with the people injured from Ctalis' Dominion a lot easier. And it's going to make it where we can do bone grinding stuff even better. So, yeah, that's basically the plan for Gift of Health. And the other thing is, if they dispel it, then that's actually fine, because Gift of Health isn't our real play. Our real play is over here with Gale Gate and then Dark Skies. They're going to shit their pants when they see us casting Dark Skies. At least I would. Right. So, because it also sucks. I mean, the good thing for us is there's a lab here. So I don't have to waste a turn teleporting out. But we're also... oh yeah, the guy's over here. We're also doing 3 red seconds. This guy's got 2 boosters, so he's blood 5, he can cast it. He's doing that here, so this is going to be forwarded. I mean, we are going to go for thrones at some point. I mean, we're not throne rushing, guys. We're obviously not throne rushing, but this is a throne that I want, and I don't want Underwater to get it. The nightmare would be these guys get it, and they start gatewaying shit in there, and then start messing with me. So we definitely don't want that. We definitely don't want that. So we're going to be Magic Face forwarding it to protect the throne, to protect, all this stuff. And then next turn, our god is going to zip over here, where they'll be able to... I guess we use them to control Earthblood Deepwell. But the sequence of things is, I want to cast... so this turn, we're going to take a shot at Gift of Health. Next turn, we're teleporting here. Turn after, we're going to cast Gale Gate. And we're going to go all into that. Turn after that, we're going to steal Earthblood Deepwell. And if all of those things work, we're going to be in a very good position. I probably need to let Mammon know they didn't send me the nature gems this turn either. They really have been forgetting almost every turn now. But if I remind them, they send me. But it feels bad having to bother them to remind them. But we were the majority investor in that, so... I don't know. I think a lot of these piggies are injured too. Are they? Yeah. It'd be good to heal some of these piggies up too. Really hoping Gift of Health works. This was actually Sakne's idea. Sakne has been completely MIA. He's kind of ghosted me a little bit. I think he's busy with real life. But, yeah, it was his idea to cast Gift of Health. There are some downsides to it. And by downsides, I mean things that aren't upsides. And those include, it only increases your max HP. And this came up because I was wondering if our Long Dead would heal from it, because right now they never heal. But it only increases your max HP, so you're never going to heal from it, really. I can't think of a way. It'd be cool to be able to heal our long dead hordes with that. Which is funny, because it will remove afflictions from inanimate things, but it won't heal them. Just very strange, if you think about it. Because normally, all units heal normally, but they don't get afflictions removed. So, like, affliction removal is like a super healing, right? And, yeah. Here we have super healing on everything, but we won't be able to do weak healing, which is a bit strange. So let's talk about what we think these guys are going to do. So for Gripazon, I expect these guys are going to move into one of these provinces. Maybe here, maybe here. I think they go here. That's my guess. Black Hawks and Diabolists. I wonder if he's got... I think he's got life for life, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I think they come here and go after this throne. So I think that's the play for this army. I think this is all just like blood hunting land. They took this finally. This was a necromancer province, and I was giving Grip a bunch of shit because he was losing to this. Like, he was losing PvE. So that's kind of hilarious. Here he's got a bunch of demon locusts trying to kick out my dominion. I'm kind of thinking we send a Melkort in with, and then we normal phase move some guys to protect them. That way, if these guys move here, we'll kill them. But it should be pretty easy for a Melkort to kill these guys. The only thing is they do have death poison. So we'll see. I might have scripted that already. I also need to go through, and people that aren't using... I don't like having boosters distributed for research, because you end up forgetting where they are, or I end up forgetting where they are. I don't like that. Honestly, this wouldn't be a bad job for E-Pace. Coming up here and crushing these dudes. Do our Shaitan have built-in poison resistance? They don't. I think our other A randoms over here. Yeah, I think this might be a job for E-Pace. You know, it might be better to do this. I mean, not this, sorry. It might be better to do this. I can't remember if we have anything that's going to give us poison resistance. I think a Ring of Regen might be sufficient here. But honestly, just really high protection will probably go a pretty long way. I think this will work pretty well. So... Oh no, it's out of range. Damn you, E-Pace. Ipes. I don't know how to say it. Shit. Well, I don't think I have another Air Melkort. We only have two. They're pretty precious to us. One of them is casting this, so we're not going to disrupt him unless we have another blood booster somewhere, which we don't. I don't see one. So, well, shit. Well, shit. I don't think I have a way. Well, we can kill these guys with... The thing... we're gonna kill them. I can't not kill them. Actually, this guy might be the guy. I'm not worried about dodging. I think if we have high enough protection so they don't normally hit us... didn't I cast? I think I cast... Yeah, we've got some too. I want to see what their damage is. 14 piercing. Ooh, it's armor piercing. Ooh. That's going to be very spicy. I think we still do it. 23. This might be the right thing. And I think the thing is, if we do this, I think we just do Phoenix Pyre, Fire Shield, because they have a magic attack. And he's going to get super afflicted. But I think we do this. Because I'm really not wanting these guys messing with my Dominion. And this might not work, but this is a pretty low investment. I mean, it's 20 gems, 25, and then like 20 blood slaves. It's significant, but this is a significant investment he has too in the the Locusts, and we'll get control of this province and stuff. I think the safe thing to do is if he moves an army in the normal phase, we'll try to protect it by moving in a bunch of these dudes. I think we'll move in our chaff too. I think we'll save these guys for more important jobs. So I think we just move these guys in. A few of them on guard commander. And what's the Dominion here? Oh, it's going to be my Dominion. So we'll be able to do imp spam. Should be fine. Okay. So, but yeah, the Gripazon doesn't appear. Now, a lot of their stuff is stealthy, so I'm sure this is a big force with like 100+ sacreds. I don't know if they have another one. I mean, there could be a bunch of sacreds in here. I was thinking with the Locusts, but we'll see. This could have some too, but also not sure. Yeah. I mean, maybe he takes this army and converges here. For Maryland, they can also attack us. Maryland and Venusaar. They can attack us this turn. And they also have a ton of stealthy stuff. So they've got a boatload of condors here. A bunch of Centaur warriors. And mostly corpse constructs. Now, corpse constructs are only MR5. And that means they are an enormous liability for him at this point in the game, because we can just steal them. So I think in terms of setup, what I want to do this turn is I want to get this guy over here. And we'll get ready to do some life after death bullshit. So I want to get a bunch of these brains in a jar over here. I don't have any here, don't think. Got 4 here. I've got like, ooh, that's a lot here. 6 here. 2 here. I want to have 8 present. So here we've got only 2. We've got 3 more coming in. So, and we're also making another one. So we're going to have 6. So I need at least 2 more over here. So, and I'm also going to pull these things off. I won't do all this micro here with you, but okay, we have 6. Let's bring 1 more for safety. We're going to bring this one over here, and then we're going to go ahead and pull 4 more over here, and the fact that we already have 3, we should have 8 in this province as well. And yeah, we're about to start doing some of our stupid stuff. And the important thing is we've almost killed all the Astral nations. This is all that is left of the Astral nations. There's probably a few Thaumaturgs down here, but I think it's mostly Aitzes, yeah. The Thaumaturgs basically are now extinct. We killed the last of them. So they're not really going to be able to do Magic Duel. We managed to get by without really getting Magic Dueled much. Now, a lot of that was through extremely conservative use of our Maliquis. They almost never were in combat, and they would just come in for the moment, the brief second that they needed to be there. And every time they were there, we basically expected them to die. And fortunately, they didn't most of the time. But if they did, we would replace them. But this turn we actually lost 2 of them, because we lost that one in the fort battle. And then we lost another one by me being an absolute idiot. Like a mind-melting... I don't know. Just extremely stupid and teleporting him underwater. I don't know how I can ever win a game making mistakes like that. It's such a cringy mistake, too. It's like, oh my god. I mean, it's like 60 gems of gear and an 800 gold mage just deleted. I've done it too before with tarts. I need like a ticker that if they're undead, I'm like, oh, of course they can go underwater. No, they can't, you idiot. I probably should make a ring of water breathing. Do I have one? I don't think I have one. We might need to make one. I think we're going to make one just to have one on hand. Okay. So this army, I think, is going to come here, and then we're going to look... I think the goal here is to look mostly undefended. Like, we've got a little bit of stuff, but not as much as he has. And then we'll just steal this whole army if he moves on top. I think that's the play. Maybe we patrol here with piggies. I'm expecting to lose all of this stuff in the first turn of war. I probably... The other thing I have to decide is, like, do I evacuate these or not? And I think these ones, which I expect to only get hit with a thug, we're going to set up life for life. This one, where I'm going to have to probably fight an army, I think we're not going to. I think where we have to fight an army, we're going to evacuate. So I think we evacuate this one. I think we set these 2 up for basically thug traps, see if we can kill some or harvest some gear. And then it'd be good to get another... One thing is foul vapors would have been really good in this battle. So I need to get... And we already have 1 caster. I probably should have just mobilized them. It'd be nice to get more. I want to make sure... I need to make sure we have enough temples getting dropped everywhere. Like, we want to have a temple here, ideally. But I'm going to get this guy out of dodge. This is probably not a very safe place to be. Oh yeah, the demon locusts are coming over here to knock out some of this Ctalis dominion. And that's basically going to be their job, I think. I'm also undecided about whether to move on top of this fort. I think it would be wise. We'll probably 1-turn pop it. Yeah, 600 strength, 250 wall strength. I think we continue to press the advantage here. Maybe this guy stays with us and does mass protection. He can also teleport his god, which would be very annoying. The god can do turn 1 storm. He could also teleport. It would be very easy for him to do turn 1 storm and turn 1 mass flight. Then our earthquake bullshit isn't going to work. I think we actually chill here. I think, you know, some of it, you're always balancing, like if you imagine like Sai or Arco or Chris or some of like the really good people and that you can see in the finals, like if you anticipate every single one of your opponents is going to be doing like moves the quality of those 3 guys, it's like you never do anything, right? Because you're always like petrified a little bit. And that's not completely true, but it's sort of true. So making moves sometimes you're kind of counting on like a little bit of misplay, or better to say like not perfect play from your opponents. Here, however, yeah, I don't know. It's like, if he doesn't teleport this stuff over, we would win. If he does, you know, it's gonna be bad. And we would really start losing momentum in this theater. I think we chill. I think we chill. It's like, how much respect do we want to give them? I think we're going to give them enough respect to assume they would magic face stuff over here and murder us. You know, the greedy part of me is like, oh, they probably won't. Let's try it, which is kind of what we did with our capital. Like, oh, maybe they've kind of given up. Yeah, they hadn't given up yet. We got a little wrecked. We got a little shreked. I think we're blood sacrificing. Yeah, like crazy. Who's blood sacrificing here? Only a holy one. Here we've got a holy one doing it. These druids are holy one too. I really wish I had gotten more thaumaturgs. They're kind of... I think the biggest mistake in our build was getting Raktapada instead of thaumaturgs. Just having holy 2 would have been so much better, and then we wouldn't have to worry about magic duel. I mean, the Raktapada are great, but I think his combination of Ayats plus these guys is actually a lot better. I really like his mage combo better, but the thing is we would have had to have gotten basically... It saved us a pick. It saved us a pick. Our thing is not ideal. It made some big problems in our draft, but it basically, to make up for the Raktapada, we would have had to have gotten the A'its and the Thaumaturg. That would have made up for it. But yeah, anyway, this is the nation we have. I love our draft. But it would be like a whole different level if we had Thaumaturgs in every fort. Just a little, little bit like, oh man, that would be nice. That would be real nice. Oh, you know what we might could do? This guy who we're magic phasing in, maybe we give him the Iron Hat. Put him up to 32. I think this makes it so that most hits, he's going to have effectively 16 protection. I think most hits now aren't going to hit. So we're actually not going to get death poison on most of them. It'll be really nice to have anti-poison gear. I think this is the best thing, though, because now he's not going to take damage from... He's going to be at 16 defense. Oh, no, but it's piercing. I keep forgetting it's piercing and armor piercing. It's basically like a crossbow bolt. It's basically like a crossbow bolt. They have fire resistance too. And they have pretty high MR, so I don't think a Vine Shield's the ticket. I almost want to test it. I don't know if it will work. This is now an expensive dude. It would really be a lot easier with a Melkort. The death poison on these things is ridiculous. It's like 50. 35. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. I don't know if this works. I don't think this matters much. Is there anything else? I feel like I need like a little bit more umph. Okay, what we can do... I could also send Horde from Hell. And that will hopefully let him get enough time. Well, it's not a great deal then. And this is now really expensive. Okay, we're going to test it real quick, guys. It's not going to take long to test. Okay, here we go. Mammon. Okay, so blood, let's cast locusts. Where are you? Send locusts. Plague of locusts, okay. For us, let's make sure we've got our little kit, which will be a firebrand. Oh, wait, I think it's probably better to... Oh, no, we're doing a flesh eater. A bloodthorn. A bloodthorn. Where's the damn bloodthorn? Oh, here it is. A bloodthorn, a fire hat, armor of the knights, no boots, a ring of regen, and a burning pearl. Okay. Okay, and then let's take somebody who's not cursed. We'll get another Shaitan here. And let's send him in. And his script is basically going to be Phoenix Pyre. We'll try to get Fire Shield off. I don't think it'll work. Yeah, that didn't work. Didn't kill any of them. Well, wouldn't that have been funny if we did that? The opening move of the war, suiciding a fully kitted dude. Let's see if it makes a big difference if we do Ring of Regen, Burning Pearl, Armor of Knights, Iron Face now, Flesh Eater, Bloodthorn. We just get so much poison damage. All right. Fire shield attack. Okay. Does this work? Nope. Not at all. Okay, we're gonna just nix that idea. There's probably some way to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We're just not going to figure it out. But I think that's enough to say, yeah, that's probably not going to work. I think the issue is, especially with the Iron Cap, is that there's... It's basically minus 50% and then minus 20% of what's left. So it's basically minus effectively 60%, I think, for your protection. And then if it gets through, it's going to do a boatload of poison damage. So if we got, like, this thing, which is 30 poison resistance, we could do it. It's probably worth forging one of these, to be completely honest. The other thing that might be worth considering is the Hydra Skin Armor. It's 15. I think it's better to do this. Oh, we can't do it this turn because we're spending all our nature gems on Gift of Hell. Yeah. I think these guys, we're going to put them on hold and attack. And we'll send in a gnome with them. Oh, wait, do we want to send in a gnome? Yeah, we'll send in a gnome. We'll have him do Marble Warriors twice. And because we're doing that, we'll go ahead and up the ante here and send in a bit more. Send in some of these giants, okay. And we'll give this guy 4 as well. And we'll give him this script. I think we'll do Iron Skin. Okay. So we'll see if this works. Marble War is pretty good on Long Dead because they don't have to worry about the cold resistance part. And yeah, we'll just do that. So yeah, these guys are evacuating. And these guys are not evacuating. These guys... Okay, and then we have a bunch of these Sanguine Dowsing Rods we're not going to be using for a bit. Okay, let's pull most of the guys off this. But let's set up the scripts here. So this is going to be Sabbath Slave, Sabbath Master, Reinvigoration, and then Life for Life times 2. And let's give them each enough slaves. Okay, hold an attack. We're gonna all give these guys bodyguards too. All right. And the guy we're moving in, I'm gonna hit Y to see everybody moving in. We'll have one more dude. We'll put this on Control 8. We're going to have him come in. Life for Life. And we'll give him probably like 6, 7 slaves. So that should work. Probably going to have to make another crystal matrix here. Here we're basically going to do the same thing. It's going to be our other trap province. Now, we have no idea what they're going to come. Like, if he does a thug, this will do really well. If it's like 20 sacreds, probably going to lose. But, you know, we'll kill a few of them with Life for Life. So we'll see. But he's got Van Heers and Centaur Warriors. The good thing is Life for Life will still kill each of these guys in one hit. So, I mean, that's good. How much fatigue? This is 200 fatigue. And they're going to split it. I think that will be fine. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. On attack. Okay. This will be the other trap. We got basically 2 traps here. We're going to put up traps in all of these provinces here, too. Which, I mean, honestly, some of these need to be blood hunted. If we have Gift of Health, too, I don't have to worry about this Well of Pestilence. So what I'm probably going to do is take all these things off. And we're going to basically get new blood hunters, which are also going to be basically doing our counter rating. So we're going to set those up here and maybe here. We'll see. I'll probably set a little counter rate up here. But yeah, basically time is on our side. We want to take this nice and slow. I did want to get this army, both these armies removed, which we've been partially successful. But yeah, I think that's basically what we got. This fort, I want to go ahead and... I need to ask... I'm going to send them a message actually right now. I'm going to pause it. All right, and we're at an hour now, so I'll probably stop recording, but I don't know. It's been good talking through this with all of y'all, because I feel like I've got a decent game plan. I mean, we still got a bunch of the micro to do for the turn, like putting all these amulets on people, getting the counter rating stuff set up. But I think we're good. The other thing I might want to think about doing is I would really like to steal a bunch of his smiths. I don't see them listed here. I don't see them listed here. Let's take a look. What's his cap-only mage? These dudes. I definitely don't really want to assassinate them. We could try to set up a big trap here. Well, I think I need to move a bunch of these Shaitan out. These guys who were blood hunting before. Oh, okay. Let's do some of this together, because some of this is a bit of a problem. Oh, we're going to need to build a temple here. This palisade's finishing. But yeah, these guys here. If we get attacked in the event phase, I believe the fort will be up, maybe. Oh, we've got a bunch of dudes here. I'm not really worried about getting attacked. So we can take the gems off. These guys can make Shaitan, though, for the low price of 60... I think 65? Is that right? I don't know. Cheap. I think I've got another guy here who can do it. Yeah, okay, we still have 20 left over. We're going to need those 20 for counter rating. I might have to come back and cancel one of these. But 4 Shaitan a turn. Oh boy, that is scary. And this is something you really can't do in vanilla, because Nabah, the only nation that gets access to this spell, really is realistically never going to have a 200 or 300 blood economy. I mean, they can, but it'd be like the extreme late game. We're on like turn 60. They can, but it does take them a long time. If these guys move here, and we move in to attack them, and we have a bunch of Shaitan here, I mean, that can be kind of interesting. It will be in my dominion, so they're going to get -1 morale. Let's take a look at his workhorse mages. It's just looking like Vinland has a lot more stuff than the other guy. I guess the other guys are glamour, though. The morale of Dryads is 10. Morale of these guys is 13. Morale of these guys is 14. Morale of these guys is 10. Yeah, in our Dominion, they're going to be getting -1. I want to deploy the Shaitan in critical mass, and I kind of want to let them... I don't know where their forts are. Okay, we're going to take these off. Oh, I need to go scout over here and see. There were a bunch of Master Smiths in here before. I think he's moved them out. And I generally am going to need to take all of these troops and all of these troops, which it's going to take a fair amount of dudes just to carry them all. Oh, only 2. Okay. I want to get these... Oh, wait, we're blood hunting this. Well, shit. Wait, no, we're not. Why is it this high of unrest? Were we blood hunting it? Let's site search with you real quick. Let's see if there's a blood site here. Don't know if we've been blood hunting this or how much, but the unrest has definitely gone to shit. This dude's gonna go ahead and start doing the march over. This will maybe be a blood hunting province. We're definitely gonna... Yeah, this is gonna be like 5 dudes. And we're gonna need to get all these guys over here. Probably should have moved them the turn before. And, you know, there's all this logistics to manage. Like, every time we move one of these guys, we have to come and take all these items off. That's my sacrificer. We'll have to find a new one. Anyway, I'm not going to bore y'all with all of this, but it is going to be very important to not losing this war. I'll probably move one over here. Then we're going to probably need to... All these items are going to have to get moved around, because these guys are going to have to be blood hunters over here in these provinces. So anyway, there's going to be a ton of stuff to move around, and I'm just going to have to put on some music and do all this micro. It's a lot of work to do. It's probably like 2.5 hours left to do with this turn. You know, it's the first turn of war, a ton of micro. But yeah, we've talked about the highlights, so tune in next time, see how it all goes. Hopefully this will be kind of... I mean, it's been an exciting game so far. With the, you know, it was very chill at the beginning, but then we've had the 2v1, and then now these guys are rightfully attacking us. And I guess one thing I'll just say in closing, I think I had started saying it at the beginning, but they really needed us to win against Mammon, but they really wanted us to win a lot more slowly, I think. So... I think they played it right and being friendly with us and then turning on us. I think they probably could have turned on us a couple turns sooner. I think that would have been ideal for them. But I don't think it would have changed too much materially. It would just be more stressful for me. So anyway, I think we've got some good fights coming up. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure I can hold all this, but I think I can. We'll find out. So until then, we'll see you next time. Take care, guys.